Good afternoon. I wonder who I'm going to get this rainy afternoon. If the weather's miserable in Ontario too, let's see who we get. I'm just having a cup of coffee after my lunch. And I'll just wait for a few of you to comment and let me know you're here. Very impromptu, but that's the way the rest of the summer is going to be for me. Unfortunately, my playtime depends on the weather. I am very much a sun worshiper, so whenever I get the opportunity to be outside in my gardens, or just outside to read, or outside to do something, then that is where I'm at during the summer. Our summers are way too short, so I don't give away that time very easily. But today's raining, and that has been our theme for weather here in Nova Scotia for the last week and a half. Torrential rains. Hi, Ruby. Is your last name really Tuesday? And the reason why I ask is I used to live in New Brunswick on the border, and we used to go to Presque Isle at a restaurant called Ruby Tuesdays. So I often wondered if your name was in relation to that, or if Tuesday is actually your last name. And I'd love to know if anybody's going to play along with me today. I gave you a snapshot of what I have on my workstation. So I do have a little mini spritz bottle with some alcohol in case we want splatters, because alcohol to alcohol inks is like water is to distress inks. So we have to have alcohol if we want that. And I'm going to use my alcohol lift solution. I've been watching some. No, it's a nickname for my dog. Well, did you know there's a restaurant in Maine called Ruby Tuesdays, and it's wonderful. I would say it's comparable to our, probably one of the ones that serves a little bit of everything, but really good food. You're just watching today? Marvelous. Well, I'm happy to have you here in any form. As always, these are taped, so if today's not good for anyone, you can certainly join in. So alcohol lift ink is what I'm going to be using. And also you need, for this technique, you do need like a gel-based hand sanitizer. So that's what we're going to do. And I have my little red Solo cup in case I want to do circles right on here. But I have a bunch of stencils too. So what I like about using alcohol inks versus paint is, number one, I don't have to worry about stamping. You can do stamping for texture after the fact. And you can do that with paint too. You don't have to use stamps in with your paint mediums. But I like that I don't have to get up and clean my stencils right away. And they kind of dry pretty quick. Hi, Shelly. So like even if you just toss them aside, and I have a little spot here over to my right where I'm going to throw down some paper towel, and I'll just put my dirty stencils on it. And then after I'm all done, alcohol is what you use to clean them. And they're very easily cleaned. They may stain. I'm okay with that. I think I've said this before. If I have stamps or stencils that are stained, that tells me they were well loved. And I'm quite okay with that. Yes, it was the time I set up my account. Never thought of that. I've been asked a few times. That's cool. Hey Shelly, are you going to be playing today, or are you watching? I just like to know in case if people are playing along, I want to keep my tempo to their needs. If people are just watching, then I'll just go about my business. And when you rewatch, or if you rewatch, then you can slow it down to your needs. So these are the swatches that I chose for the next 3 months. Can you believe we're already 6 months into our journal classes? That blows my mind. So after today, we would have made for 9 journal classes. And that's fabulous. So I chose this one for July, and what I have out for inks is citrus, lettuce, boysenberry, twilight purple, and eggplant as the darkest one. And I find it's really easy to, well, I have a lot of alcohol inks too, but I find it's easy to match colors more so than paint. You're just watching today? Well, that's great. Watch along, keep me company. So this one is July, August. I thought the toes in the water was quite appropriate for August, and I didn't pull my inks yet. I will when I'm done with the Julys. And then September, I thought the sunflower was beautiful for September, because that's kind of the month where we celebrate all the big sunflowers. So today we're going to concentrate on this lovely swatch, or right now, and then we'll move them along. So I'm just putting them up in the corner, and I'm using my 5x7 gel plate. And so therefore I cut my paper into half for pulls, and I have lots more paper beside me if I need more. I'm still using copy paper, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is take all my covers off, and that's the other thing I like about alcohol inks. They don't dry up. You can take your tops off and you can leave them off. I'm just going to put them in order of light to dark, or dark to light, from my caps. And I'm going to get a sprayer. I think I will use the sprayer. And I'm going to put my pad kind of on an angle, because that's going to be easiest for me to brayer. So I do just have it down on a blank piece of paper, and it is stained from previous uses, so that's okay. And I know that there's some tutorials out there for how you can moisten your gel plate if you need to. Oh, one thing I didn't put down was a piece of rolling paper, so just give me a second. I think I'm just going to use some paper towel. So the reason why we use the hand sanitizer or the gel is because it will stay wet for a little bit longer. So I'm just going to throw some ink down here. And I'm just going to do a scatter of all the colors. And I think I put in my post that for the sear technique, it's best if you use stencils that have larger openings. So I have all kinds of Vicki Boutin stencils right here because they fit my gel plate so nice. And then we're going to, so it's just like one stencil. It's pretty easy techniques, and we're going to use the same techniques. And I'm just going to put a piece of paper there, and we're first going to pull the print. Oh, I think I'm going to like this, gals. Look at that already. Like, isn't that just so pretty? And it's not wet. So that's the other thing I like by the alcohol inks, is the paper dries pretty quickly. So I really like that print. So I'm just going to put that down here, and that's really a good representation of those colors too. Look at that. Could use more of that darker one. I'll keep that in mind for next pull. Yeah, these are pretty. So pretty. So then we'll take our stencil off. Now we could try to get, see if the stencil's going to be forgiving and give us anything. Like I said, alcohol ink dries pretty fast, so I don't know if it will. Nope. But if I spritz this with a little bit of alcohol, I might get a print, but that's okay. We're going to use this piece of paper for this one. So this is where you can put more ink down if you want, or I'm just going to try it with the Lift. Oh, you like that, Shelley? So this is the alcohol ink Lift, and you don't need a lot of it. And you can get the alcohol ink Lift pad. I don't know if any of you have ever played with that. I do have the pad as well. It is very awesome. It allows you to do just what it says, lift the ink off. So you're able to do ghost prints and things. It's very lovely. And you know, Tim Holtz, I'm a fan. I've been a fan for life. And he just has to bring it out, and Sherry's going to buy it and love it. So we're going to take this piece of paper, put it down. I'm just going to wipe off my brayer. And again, see how that's staining? I'll just take some alcohol and wash that off the best I can. Now the other thing is, if you don't have alcohol Lift ink, you can also take paint. So like a paler, oh ladies, I think I'm in love. You can take like a white or an off-white paint and put it down and then lift your print that way. But I don't want to put paint on my gel print, on my gel press. I might do it at the very last one. Look at this. That is gorgeous to me. I love it. What do you guys think? You can see where it's darker. I think I had more alcohol Lift ink touch the surface. So next time maybe I'll brayer in different directions to really get a nice print. Oh, I really like that. So 1 and 2 so far. They're a hit. They're a hit. And I'm still left with a little bit of pattern there, which is fine. So we're just going to go back in now. I want some stronger hint of that darker one this time. I'm just going to rub this on. And I'm going to try a different stencil. The effect is fantastic. Yes, it is. It is very lovely. And you do have to work a little bit quick, depending on, especially if you have air conditioning on in your house. And you know what I forgot to do? I got so excited I forgot to put my hand sanitizer down again to keep it from drying. So let's see, we may not get too much. That's the whole point of the hand sanitizer, and I forgot. Let's see. Oh, not too shabby. We got some prints. I'll probably use this one to print over again. I think I will do a little hand sanitizer now. This might lift it, but I'm curious. And why not do it? It's just paper and my time. Now again, the reason why for the hand sanitizer gel is because it keeps your colors from drying too fast. And for your skin, if you get alcohol ink on your skin and you don't like it, the next time you shampoo your hair, it will take it off. So I'm going to take the same one that I had before. I'm going to put it back down. And maybe I'll use the opposite side. Already I know I'm going to get more ink up because I can see it kind of bleeding through the paper a little bit. Now if you wanted to use these as card fronts, like we're doing this on copy paper, Yes, much more rich. And these are like actual little butterflies. So you could take circle punch and punch these out, or fussy cut them for our journal page. You can take a black gel pen and draw around the borders and actually fill it in. I might do that, and then fussy cut. I think I'll do that to this one, so I'm going to set that one aside. Pull up our stencil, and it's still a little damp. And I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit of the green over top to see what happens. I am going to blow on it because I kind of want my gel plate to be somewhat dry, because I still want the print of the stencil. And I'm going to put a little bit of heavier bit of the alcohol lift ink. And I don't know if Heather has the alcohol lift ink in the store or not, but I'll message her, or you guys just message her if this is something that you think you want to play with, because it is very fun. Yeah, I'll get a definite, because it was much wetter this time, I put down a little bit more of the gel lift, and you can see it coming through. So this one is actually much more faded, because first of all, I put down more alcohol ink, and then I put down quite a bit more of the alcohol lift ink. So I think I like it with less and not re-inking. I mean, that's pretty. That can still work for something, but I like this kind of effect better. So let's try it again. I'm just looking to see what kind of colors. Again, I need more of that dark, but I think I'll start with my light ones. And I love the greens, the green alcohol. Oh, and something else I got here are pearls. I wonder what that would look like. Love the marbling. You like that one too, Ruby? Yeah, it is nice. I have the pearls, and I also have the metallics. You have to shake these up a little bit. Lots of eggplant this time, and just a little bit of that one, because I'm going to add some pearl. So this is alcohol pearl, and just like it says, ooh, it should give us some pearly. Darn it, I forgot my gel again. I get so excited. I'm going to mix it in with it and see what happens. And you can use your same stencils over again, but I just have a pile here, so I'm just going to pull from them. Oh, I think it's still going to work. I put the gel in with it instead of on. It just made the colors, though, mix together a little bit more than what they would have. I have to remember to put that first. Oh, that one's cool. Let me take off our stencil. Oh, I think I'm going to like this one a lot. So I am just going to let this, I didn't see really the pearly look, but maybe I can see it on my gel pad, but I can't see it on the thing. So I'm just going to let this dry before I put down the alcohol lift ink. And I'm going to do like the first time. I'm not going to, well, it's a little bit in between the first and the last time. A little more, but not quite so much more. kind of fun. You never know what you're going to get until you lift it. Oh, I like this one too. Oh, I like that one. So it's a kind of marble, and you can get the little hints of the pearl. I love this one. I love it. So let's see, how many do we have so far? We have this one and this one. And then we have this one and this one. This one I'm going to do something with the butterflies, and then this one. I'd say we have enough of these colors. Yeah, I love it too, Ruby. So I'm going to put these colors away. And I'm going to pick out of my bin colors for the next one. This is fun. This is really fun. And I haven't had my alcohol inks out for a long time, so I like that. And they're so fun to work with. But you know, you just have so much time in your day, as you guys know. And if you're like me and dabble in all the things, it's really a challenge to decide what you're going to use in the moment. Okay, so that was this one. And now we're going to pick out colors for this one. Oh, and I have my blower here too. We'll try that on this next one. You can kind of dry it using your blower. And I'll try adding some spritz. Okay, so we'll get Lagoon. So this is Laguna. I see that that one is kind of a peachy brown. And I do have my alcohol inks in somewhat of an order. It's almost like a salmon-y color. It's going to be very light though, so I don't know if you're going to see it. Maybe I'll try a different one. So I do have them in an order of color families, but I still find I have to kind of pick through it. I'm going to go back to the blues because those ones are right in front of me. So Laguna for this one. Stream for this one. Now we need even a darker, so I think maybe Laguna for this one, because that's more of a darker teal. I don't have anything darker than this one. And we'll use Pool for this one. So I need to get a dark blue. And my darkest blue, I think, would be Monsoon. And then we need this one. This is kind of like a sand color, I'm going to say. So what in here do I have that looks like sand? I know. There's one in here called Sandalwood, I think. See what that looks like. Maybe it's kind of brown. Mushroom's a favorite. Sandalwood. Sandal. I'm just going to use sandal and see. So these are my colors for this one. Let's see where this adventure takes us. And I haven't used them for so long, the covers are kind of stuck on there. I don't have much of Stream left. Monsoon's pretty full. And then Sandal. Okay, so what do we want to do first? Hand sanitizer. And then I'm just going to start by laying some of all the colors down like we did before. And I think I'll get a pearl out for the blues. Smolder. Oh, I have this one. Tranquil. Maybe I'll use the pearl for the next one because I got to get this spread out and a stencil on it before it dries. I also have the gold leafy ones too. Just going to leave that on its side for a minute to get the pearl down there. Those are fun colors. And that's still wet, so I'm not going to add anything to it because I want to see what this is going to pull. Next time I will add some of this Tranquil Pearl. That will be fun. I'm going to add a little bit of my alcohol lift ink, and I'm just doing like little dots on the bottom. I'm really not using a lot. Blue's your favorite, Ruby? Well, in the alcohol ink world, there's quite a few, and I haven't purchased any in a long time because my three tins were full. So once I start using up colors, then I'll get new colors to replace them. But I just love them. Oh, I like that. Very much. So the brown tones aren't coming through, or the dark ones, but the turquoisey ones is certainly coming through. I like that very much. And these are just a guide, right? It kind of lends you some ideas as to which color patterns to use. I wonder if there's anything left on here for alcohol ink. So I'm just going to spritz it with alcohol and just take a sheet and see if there's anything left down on my pad or if it pulls pretty clean. Yeah, it is pretty, Shelly. Oh, there wasn't much left. Maybe just a hue of a blue outline. So I'll use this one for my next pull. And I think this time we are going to start with the pearl. And I'm going to be a little generous because I want the pearl to come through. Darn it. There's my... You guys are going to have to yell at me and say, "Your gel! Your gel!" I'll put my gel with my pearl. And then I'm going to put some of the sandalwood down. And some of the aqua. I think I'll just use the 3 colors this time. And I'm going to do these kind of blotchy looking areas. I don't think I want that one. This one. Now because I dried it, I wonder if I'll be able to lift as much. Well, some stuff is definitely coming. The gel hand sanitizer really does the trick. It keeps it moist longer. Haha, that's fun. Definitely can incorporate some of this tan colors. I really want to see if the pearl's going to shine through. I've seen a little bit in the last one that we did, and the pearl might be something that you really need the appropriate paper like the Yupo or the alcohol ink paper to really show its magic. Oh, I'm gonna like it. Yeah, I don't see much pearl on this one, but I do like the print itself. I do like that. Like, you know, and if you're using these for card, even if you're using them for card fronts, pardon me, if you use the 80-pound Nina paper, it would be a thicker weight, but you could still use this and then tack it down to a heavier weight paper before you put it on your card base. But then you could go in with your distress inks of similar color, and you can take the same stencil and then use some distressing. But I love edges, especially where it's darker. I really like that. Like, and then you can use a different kind of stencil and go over it again. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'm going to keep... Do I want that? No, I don't, because I really like this one. I get quite torn. Okay, how many we got so far? I am trying not to do so many that I'm being wasteful in the end, because I only have so much storage space. So I only want to keep enough to do our journal page before I'll do one more, which will be 2 more sheets, the negative and the positive. Because this is just so much fun. So I don't think I'm going to use the pearl because it really didn't give the effect that I wanted. But, oh, I found more blues. They were hiding in the back. But that's okay, we can use the blues that we have. But I am going to use one of my alloys. Not white. That's just a regular pearl. There's a gold. No, not gold with that one. Maybe silver. So alloys, there are... Oh, this is a mixative. I was going to say there are mixatives and there are alloys. Maybe I don't have the silver alloy. It doesn't look like it. So to really understand what the differences are between the alloys and the mixatives, I would highly suggest you go to Tim Holtz's blog and just do a search for alcohol inks. But basically, mixatives, the metallic particles will move if you make them move with a blower or if you stir them up somehow, but they will kind of stay in a clump unless you move them. The alloys, the alloys almost work like you would see in a natural stream. They'll go with the flow of the rest of the alcohol inks, and it will be more solid, but it will be like stream-like or crack-like. It's very different action. And I know there's a mixing bowl in here. You have to oh, there it is. But I'm going to try the mixatives on the gel plate. Now I can see on my bare gel plate, I can see some of the sparkle from the sparkly one that I have. When I'm all done, I'll do a final pull just using paint, just to kind of clean the plate of the alcohol particles. Okay. So, oh, look at that, right there. Now it looks like I got a big bruise on my arm. Oh, it's fun. It's so fun. And thank you for allowing me to entertain you. I'm glad that there's some interest because it gives me a reason to create. And I love it. If I didn't have this to do with you guys, as much as I love the art journaling, I'd be pushing myself, like it wouldn't be as enjoyable, but now I feel like it has a purpose. And now I'm going to put some of the gold, or not gold, but this is silver. I thought the silver would go better with, darn it, darn it. You guys aren't telling me. I have it up here in the corner because the bottle's so large. It kind of mixes it up though when I do it after the fact, but that's okay. I think this is going to be very pretty. And this looks like kind of fish scaly print. I love this. Oh, thank you, Michelle. That's really good to hear. Thank you. That's encouraging because I'm certainly not an expert in any of these things. I just really like to play. And when I do it and you guys are there and you can share with me the things that you do and work and like, then I go away and I try those. So I love the community. Those are pretty colors. I still can't see too much shimmer. I see a little bit of the shimmer. So let's see. Let me take this off. And I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Take a sip of my coffee. I had someone ask me recently in my work world, because I work as a registered nurse in a very professional world, and a lot of people don't see this as anything but, you know, what a child to crafting would be. And I'd have to say they're right, because there's nothing more pleasant when you get a kid that gets really entwined in a craft that they like to do. They're just so intuitive and attentive, and they come away feeling really good about their work and what they did. So I don't mind people thinking that this is just play. I feel like some days I'm an artist, and that's what it's all about. And you guys are certainly artists when I see your creations. So it's all what it makes you feel like on the inside. So this will be our last pull for these colors. And I'll review them all at the end. All the different ones. I have gel printed with paint and not alcohol. Well, Ruby, I'm going to blow your world open because, like I said, I really enjoy the alcohol kind of more than the paint. It's not as messy, and it's just, I don't know. Everything's dry when it comes off. And that's because I'm just stacking my papers on top of each other. It's not what I thought it would be, but it's not awful. Again, I see the metallic down here on my plate. So it'll be interesting when I clean my plate with the paint. Like no metallic on here. So that's good to know. So I'm not going to waste my metallics or my shimmers on the gel press. But we'll see. This is pretty nice. This looks like water to me. So that's a keeper. They're all keepers. So now I know. But it'll be interesting to see what the paint will pull. Yep, we're all artists in our own way. And I really don't have to define myself or explain myself to other people. If they're really interested, I tell them all about it. But if they're asking me because they're being, I don't know what the right word is, coy, or trying to downplay what it is I do, then I just tell them it's art. And then they can take away whatever they want. They can come and see what we do or not. So I'm going to put these colors back in. And then, oh, we got some nice primary colors here. We have a brilliant orange. So sunset orange. We have a very brilliant yellow Dijon. a true blue is what I call that, like a blue. Which one? I don't know if I want to use Monsoon for that one. That one's too light. Glacier. That's a pretty brilliant blue. Yeah, I have a few advantages with alcohol. I can. Oh, you can see the few advantages. Yeah, definitely. But I still love the paint. I just love it all. Oh, we're gonna pick the Everglades for this green, and then we have a dark green. We shall do pesto. And I made some pesto today. So in my garden I grow garlic, and I grow the hardneck garlic. So what that means is you get garlic scapes. So garlic scapes is kind of the blossom of the garlic plant, and you don't want to let it bloom, because if you do, all the energy is going into the flower, and then your garlic is not going to perhaps taste the way it should, or it won't store the way it should. So you cut off the scapes once they come and curl up. I put a picture over on my personal Facebook yesterday. And then, but they have such a strong garlic and onion flavor to them. You eat them. So today I made some garlic scape pesto, and I did add some basil that I'm growing to it. So I have a big jar of that in my fridge ready to go for the week. So that was fun. These are going to be fun colors. Haha. Not going to forget this time. I saw those garlic photos you posted. Yeah, Shelley, garlic scapes are awesome. And they're kind of a delicacy because you can't get them if you grow softneck garlic. So the difference between hardneck garlic and softneck is hardneck produces the scapes, but it doesn't preserve as long as a softneck garlic. So softneck garlic, you don't have no scapes, but you might be able to get a couple more months storage out of them. But my hardneck garlic, I'm still using the stuff from last year. Now it's just about, it starts to get a little bit mildewy or sprouting, so it loses its flavor and texture. So now I'm just about done with that. But I grew enough that hopefully I can get enough bulbs that I can just replant from my own bulbs this year instead of buying them to plant. So you planted it in the fall, very easy to plant, and you pull it in the spring. I'm going to start reusing some of my stencils. I think I got 2 pieces of paper here. Yeah, so garlic scapes are very yummy. So I just chopped them all up. I had enough for, like, I just chopped them in little bitty sizes. So I had enough for 5 bags of 2 cups per bag. And then I just keep a bag in my freezer, and if I'm making a soup or stew or stir fry, anything that I want a little bit of garlic punch to it, I'll just open the freezer and throw a handful of those cut up pieces in. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. These are our colors. So I can definitely see we have some of all those colors in there. That's really pretty. I view gardening the same as what I view this type of activity. It's art for me. And it allows the other side of my brain to function and give my thinking side of my brain, although I do think in doing this stuff, but it's not that critical thinking. I don't overthink art, I think is what I'm trying to say, whereas work stuff, you have to really put a lot of thought into it and accuracy. This is the piece of paper. If it doesn't work, well, I'll find a different use for the paper. And sometimes it's even fire starter. I always like to take a peek first to see, and I do like it. I really like the matted look of these colors. Now the greens and the blues kind of overtook the yellow and the oranges. So I think I'm going just to do a yellow and an orange print this time to draw out those. But I do like that. Okay, so a little bit of gel. See, Stella's just finding a groove here. We're on our last prints. I can't believe it. I wasn't supposed to do this class until July, but today was so rainy and miserable that I just had to take the opportunity. So I hope you don't mind. In the newsletter that will come out, it will be in there saying that Sherry will be posting dates for her gel print class. Well, that was today. And my son and his girlfriend are coming home in July for 2 weeks. So during that time, of course, my attention will be focused on feeding them and visiting with them. You like that one, Ruby? They're all pretty. They're all very pretty. And you know what? I'll say it right now. Our next session for October, November, December, we'll use alcohol inks again. So in case, and I'll make sure that I post the color choices ahead of time so that if you are looking to play along and pick up some colors, you'll know kind of which colors to pick up. And that will be good. Half of the year we did using paints and exploring that, and the other half of the year we'll do alcohol inks. Oh, definitely some more oranges and yellows in this one. So that's going to be pretty. Just drying it off a little bit. And alcohol ink dries pretty fast. And I don't know if you guys can see how much of the lift I'm putting on, but I'm really just putting little dots along the bottom. Hi Sam, how are you? This is my friend Sam Malone from New Brunswick. And Sam is a crafter too. She is into chalk couture, so kind of a stenciling. And I know she also does, you know, the little gems that you stick down on a pattern. What's that called? Something dot. Oh, these colors are fun. These colors are really fun. So definitely some of those oranges and yellows coming through. But I want even more orange. So we're going to try one more with more orange. I wonder if I have another orange that I can do like just, I must. Yep, so I have what's called peach Bellini. So maybe if I do this orange with the peach, or what's this one? No, that's butterscotch. It's more of a yellow. I don't have a whole lot of oranges, but let's try the peach. Oh, the diamond dots. Yes, Michelle, that's right. Diamond dots. Oh my gosh. Oh, darn it. You guys are bad for me. I get so it's like squirrel. I get distracted. Diamond dots. It is fascinating. My sister was doing some of it and she gave me all her leftover little dots from the projects and I kept them for a long time, and I did use them a little bit on my cards and stuff, but I just had so many of them that I had to kind of get rid of them. Okay, we're going to go back to this one, and if some of this purple goes off on it, I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to try it and see if we get some interreaction. Yes, they are, and they spill everywhere. I can only imagine how those little tubs would spill. But they seem to give you a lot, because she always had so many left over. They must give you an awful lot. And now I see they have these special tools where you can line up like a line of the same color. It's amazing. I'll watch some of the TikTok videos of people doing it, and I get mesmerized. So we have this one. So we have some strong orange in there, and that peach Bellini is very light. And I definitely have to let this dry because I was a little bit crazy with my hand sanitizer, I do believe. Oh, the shakers. That would have been good. I never thought of that, Michelle. Well, it's too late now. They're kind of gone. But yeah, shakers would be fantastic for them. How's the weather in New Brunswick, Sam? You guys getting rain too, like us? Now look, see what we got. So we got some oranges, we got some yellows, we have some greens and blues. Oh, this is pretty. And just a hint of the purple came off in there, which made it very pretty though. Just a hint. I like that. So I think we're going to do a couple more just with some, the blues and the greens. I'm just having a look here at my stack. Definitely one with the dark blue and the dark green. Oh, you like that one, Shelley? Yeah, I don't think there's any that I don't like. So gel first. And I'm going to do some dark green. I think I'll do some spritz this time. So some alcohol spray. So it kind of makes it move. Don't want to mix the colors together too much. Still working on some pictures if you want me to save the dots. Sam, I so appreciate it, but really I have no storage left whatsoever. The weather's good. Yeah, it rained last night. But I really appreciate that. And if I ever have the space, I'll definitely know who to reach out to. That's pretty. That's some nice dark blue and green. Let's give this a quick dry. And my alcohol lifting. Now I'm going from the bottom, but you can go from anywhere. It's almost like a lift ink. It's almost like got a Vaseline-y kind of feel to it, but more liquid than Vaseline. So before we do our journal art, I might decide to take some stamps in similar color tones using Distress ink and just do some stamping on top, or stencil with ink on top. Oh, this one's pretty. Look at that. I love that green and blue. I really like how it kind of, someone said marbles. I really like that effect. I like it a lot. So let's see what we have. Okay, let me put these away first. But cleanup is very easy with these. I will have to go and spritz all my stencils and wipe those down, but it's just spraying them with some alcohol and just wiping them down. And it really doesn't matter which cover you use for which bottle. And then I'm going to do a paint pull just to make sure I got all the alcohol off my pad. Where did this one go from? Oh, look, I had a terracotta, but that would have been still too brown. I'm finding more colors as I go through here. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this one. It's called Milk White from Stamperia. And we may not get anything at all. I'm just going to put a little bit down. But we might get something. I didn't use any of my gadgets over here. Just not enough time, is there? And like I said, you can pull off a lot of prints quickly. But that's okay. They'll be here for next time. Well, now we got a little bit of color. A little bit of texture going on there. I like that. And then, but no, remember I said I was wondering if we get to pull that shimmer. No shimmer. It just kind of fades into the background. So I like that one. That will be kind of our extra one. And that is gonna do it. So whatever's left on my pad will stay there until so many things, Ruby. Yes, I know, there's just so many things. Whatever's on my pad will stay there until the next session, and then we'll just add to it. So I'm going to put, I like putting it on a white piece of paper for when we're doing our projects so that I can see through it. That's the whole purpose of the white paper. And you can see the oil that comes out of the gel press. And eventually I'll have to get another gel press, like, you know, these. And I think you can coat them with mineral oil if you want. But I mean, I've had this one for years. I keep the original container and I just put it in and seal it. Or in the case of my large one, I actually have a tin container that I put it in. But the biggest thing to remember with your gel plates is try not to get cat hair or human hair or anything like that on it, because it will actually slice the press. It doesn't ruin it, but you're just going to have to live with the fact that every time you do a pull, you're going to have that same shape in your designs. The other thing is not to let them dry out. So like, I wouldn't just put this on my counter and leave it for a week without putting it away, because it is gonna dry out. How long does it take for them to dry out? I have no idea. I've never added mineral oil or anything to mine yet. But before I toss them, I will certainly try that if it's something that I think I need. As long as I see this mark after my session, then that tells me that there's still enough oils left in it. If I ever take it off the sheet and it doesn't leave a mark, then that might be a clue for me to say, okay, I might add a little baby oil or a little mineral oil or something to my plate. Just a little bit, like just as a dot or two, and then brayer it on and leave it and see if it will soak in your plate. You do see some videos of people making their own gel plates. I would not have the patience for that. The time and energy and the price of their stuff that they're doing to use to make it, I can't imagine it being cost savings. But anyway, that's just me. So let's have a look-see. See what we got. So this is our September one. We're going to go backwards. So we have this last one that we pulled using paint. And we have some blues and greens. We probably could use this one on several pages if we wanted to. But we have this blue. I'll do it like this. And then the negative of that one. And then we have some nice oranges. A little bit of yellow. And that's almost like brown to me, but we'll use it for that yellow. And then oranges. And then this was our very first one. So we did quite a few pulls with this one. That was our first one where we put down a little bit of all the colors. So that's pretty neat. So that's our ones for September. So we'll put them in a pile and I'll stash them away with my September card. I'm just going to get a little clip. And then our August. We have this tealy blend, and that was the negative from that one. And then we have this one, which to me kind of pulls out these colors, maybe a little bit of that one. But the negative was darker, so definitely this one. And this isn't the same as that, but it's still warm toned, so that will work. Then we have this one. And this one. So we have lots for September. Or not September, August. And then we have one more coming up. This is my favorite color. And this is July. You know what? The older I get, I used to hate purple, but the older I get, the more I'm loving purple. And I love this piece. This is probably my favorite one of all that we did today. It has the purples, it has some of this like hint of that dark navy, it has some of the chartreuse. I love it. And then we have this one, which was the negative of that one. This one here, which is awesome as well. Definitely some chartreuse, some brighter purples. This one is the butterfly one. So I am going to do some creative drawing, I'm going to say, over these butterflies to make them look more like butterflies, and then fussy cut some out. You'll see whether it works or not when we do our January class. This one here that you guys liked, you said it was really like marble effect, which I like too. And then this one. So this color palette is kind of my favorite. Be nice to hear what your guys' favorites are. So that's for July. And that takes us to the end of today's class. And you know what? We did it in 1 hour and 6 minutes. Imagine that. Not that I'm too worried about the time, but I like to kind of keep it in check because I can go on for hours, if permitted. So I'm going to do tidy up here and put my stuff away, and we will chat with you folks real soon. And please show me if you're going to participate in the journal classes and you're going to do your own prints. Please show me what you did with your pulls, because I would love to see them. Message me privately and send me a picture if you want. I'm just very interested in what you guys are doing. We'll chat soon. Happy Canada Day tomorrow. You go ahead, Ruby. You try it and let me know how you think. We'll chat real soon.